we have? Ah, some tuning. Oh, I'm not sure about that, though. I don't know what I feel about that. That's from the DAF. Isn't it? You've tried to make a sort of city truck in that. Prime. This one's not too bad. Got a fair bit going on there. That's one of the new paint jobs. Not bad. So is this. That's not too bad with all the stuff going on. Interesting. Well, y'all, we're in Groningen, top of the Netherlands, in the service station. So last week, in fact 1 week ago, the Holland tuning DLC came out. I haven't used it yet. I've only been looking at people using it. And now I want to put some of the parts on my truck. That is a nice blue. Mine may not be blue. I'll still keep it to similar colours. I want to see what actually matches my paint job. Black and white thing. Yeah, I want to see what I can put on my paint job. Wait for me. We're not going anywhere yet. We're not going anywhere yet. Don't worry about that. Where's the icon? There. Right. I'm going to be spending a long time in the service station. So, what do we got? Mainly just accessories, isn't it? And the people on the TikTok stream, they won't be able to... Well, you can kind of see it. Most of it's behind the camera, but when I'm showing specific things, the camera won't be in the way. See some of these. It removes one of my sets of lights because I have 2 layers going on. So that's why I won't be using that. If I close out of that real quick. I think you can filter to a DLC, can't you? Yeah. Filter. Disable all, and then we want Holland style. Alright. Oh, you can put things in the corner here? Ah, little things in the... Oh, okay, okay. There's no, like, undo, really. You have to exit it afterwards. That makes sense. I know I can toggle on the normal stuff as well, but I only want to toggle on and change stuff that I could easily swap back. So if I have normal stuff and Holland style, I'm not going to... I'll just enable everything. It'll be fine. And I'll just filter to where I can find the DLC stuff. So none of this is DLC stuff. This is all shock stuff. That's fine. Paint jobs. There are a few new paint jobs. And where do they appear? This is where it would be nice to turn all the paint jobs off. Winding Road, that's one. And then I have my pre-saved, you know, it just turns most of it black anyway. I'd need to rejig the order of the colours. There are a few more. How many? There's a few that came with the pack. Texas 140 Street. Lars, how you doing? 770s. Paint job. We have a team paint job. I didn't know we had a team paint job. Aren't there more? Aren't there more? I don't want to have to keep going, because specifically for paint jobs... Or does this pack not contain? It does. There's 3 paint jobs. Not too bad. Yeah, with the bits at the top. I'm not sure about that white bit, though. I don't know that white bit. Sequence. And that turns most of it black. This bit, I guess, there we go. I think a few too many things turn white. That's the thing. I like this trim around the outside. Don't know about the sun visor and these bits around the lights. Kind of gives a... There's too much going on, I think. For my style of paint job. The visor's a bit out of place, isn't it? It's a little bit out of place. Now, if I do that one, go back to white on that one. Yeah, but now I'm not sure if I like all of this being white. You know? And when we were talking about this in the Discord earlier, people they were trying to guess what my expected replies would be. Most of my replies will probably sound something like, you know. I don't like it. Third box black, not white. Ah, there we go. I have that on 15. Yeah, but now it's just this swish. KWF, thank you for the raid. How you doing? Big fan, how's you? I hope it went well. Okay, and then that turns that. But that still does the sun visor, you know? It's not a sun visor. That does the last box. So again, you've got the little bit over the top there, and not much else. So I think I'll stick to the super paint job, of which I can just search for it, right? Super. I'm just used to that. That's fine. Hello, Sin. How you doing? I've seen that name before. Hope you're doing well. Mainly the accessories. Sun visor wise, there aren't any. There's interior stuff though. Interior could be nice. Roof bars, horns. Okay. Which one is the honky 1940s type horn? The old the awooga. Which one's that called? Do we have an ominous something something here? But I can't place it because I have my roof bar. Klaxon? I don't have an equal klaxon. But you know, old cars, they all have that sound. Should you download the mod? You mean the... Oh, it's called a hooga. Is it actually called a hooga? It's underneath the cam, but there it is. I'll remove my bar. But sure, why not? It doesn't look too bad without it. Unless I put a smaller bar in its place. But that now removes the sun visor. Why can we not... Like, these things don't clip through each other, SES. Why can't we have 2 or more things in relatively the same place? They don't clip into each other. They're fine. What are you talking about? It's fine. Any of these? No, no. Any of these? No, these are mainly just the HS pack. There are some very bottom bars. The bump bars. Can I add things onto this? These lights. But these lights are almost too big. They're a little bit too big, aren't they? Retro ones, ominous, modern. That uses the white part of my paint job. So you would maybe go with some of those. But in that exact slot, maybe not. Default visor. That's painted. It uses the painted part. But I don't like the default visor. Chromed. There's no, like... In the same way you can have the side skirts and things be plastic. That's all you get. Forget to add the full grille roof lights. What do you mean? Which ones? If you've got promods active, you can use other mods you've had previously. What do you mean other mods previously? On TMP? Mods? No. I should add a funny, See, there's, as I thought, there's not much I can actually put on my thing that I think it still looks nice. A lot of those badges, I'm not going to see those. Not much back here. All this stuff at the back. See, not too much. Not too much. It's mainly in the paint, I think. The paint is probably what carries it. Next to the super text. Below the headlights. Either side of the badge. So not the fog lights. Not those. Because those are grill covers for the lights. Those are if you want to match it with the paint job. These are the middle grill parts. Those are the badges, the super badges. Which one do I have that goes around? It's the paint jobs, isn't it? It goes around the paint jobs. Around the Scania badge. Lit logo. There we go, that's lit. Lit fam. You won't see that that changed too much. You are confusing me because I'm trying to imagine what you're talking about. And it sounds a bit odd to describe. Police strobes? Oh, I could put police on that one. See, the HS pack is what carries most of these shapes. Interesting. Smurfy, welcome to Airbus, welcome in. Not much as far as those. It is a drive. I'm just trying to think of what parts from the DLC I can use. So we're a little bit in, and I haven't put basically anything apart from the lights. The horns on top. I have seen the bigger lights you can put on them, but I don't want to cover my vehicle in lights. I don't want to have too many of these lights. That's the thing. If I had my roof bar that could still have horns on it, why can't we put horns on top of the bar? That sort of thing. Front grill, front mask ribs. Yeah, these ribs, but I don't want those to be a different color. That's the thing. I have them on exclusive because it matches the style of the paint job. You have the paint job and then you have the things that match that. The light boxes, I'm not a fan of light boxes. I don't want to use any of those. They all look quite odd. Because the style of them is a bit weird. And it's nice that you can change the color of that, though. I like that. That's a nice feature. And then you can put stuff around it. Or like those. Oh, actually, that does attach to it. But I don't want the box. I would want just the lights then. You know, I don't want both. I would want, you know. Oh, that's just remove the visor. That's what that is. Visor. Painted. Painted luxury. One of those two. Seems there's not much I can put on my vehicle, eh? Am I being picky? Yes, it's my vehicle. The box blends in. I don't need it, though. I don't really want that.
58. Cerium has the atomic number 58. 58, the Danish word for 58 translates to 8.5 3 times 20. 58, AC Milan went 58 games unbeaten between 91 and 93. 58, California is divided into 58.
58 counties is what the rest of that message said. Thank you for that. Thank you for 58. Fantastic facts. I see, I see. The bar, whoever wondered about this massive bar in front, that's from the HS Shock Pack. Hello, Ennis, big fan. The bar at the bottom. Yeah, but the thing is, it will overlay with this bar, you see? It conflicts with it. The day that they allow pieces to be kind of near each other and not have one or the other, like if you put one of these lower bars on, you can have those yellow lights that dangle at the bottom. But I don't mind having this bar at the front. If I remove the bar at the front, it looks a bit weird now. You know, despite the fact that I drove with one for so many years. Maybe because I used to have the one that was on the Scania pack anyway, which was this one. I had that for a while. Womp womp. Let me be picky. I'm being picky. Hello, Shed. Thank you for the 7 streams, big fan. You do clip? You don't need to clip me saying it. No, don't do that. Hello, Snappy. What else? What else is available? I'm absolutely recommending, if this is your style, to use this pack. It's just, in my case, we have painted steps now. Oh, that doesn't change much. I kept it to plastic, because the darker side of this paint job is closer to plastic anyway. Auxiliary lights, they're too big. I don't want anything on this bar. Again, showing you, there's a few more of these lights that they've added. These ones, that one, that one. I don't want any of those, though. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at the interior. Can I put anything interior? Accessories. Do they add any accessories? Maybe not. Because it's mostly tuning on the outside, isn't it? Wheels. Steering wheel, actually. Good point. Ooh. Ooh. Interesting. The days of having a local mod do that? Wow, that used to be such an interesting experience. Why is that one so much bigger? That's interesting. Red, retro, retro green, retro golden, retro black. Damn. I could keep that for a bit. Why? It'd be a little bit smaller than that would be, you know. And then you can put the knob on that if you want to as well. Sure, sure. We can change some of these. I still have this from winter. But none of these others I really like. You know, I mean, that's alright. Can I not have a black and white curtain? That's why I went for the snowy one. TMP, I guess you're going to have TMP curtain. Yeah, sure, why not? Which I think we can do it. I can filter it, I know. But then what if I want, you know, something that's a little bit normal as well? Air freshener. A dice. Sure, set of dice. Mouse is laggy. Clog? Do I want to go full Dutch? Don't know if I want to do that. I mean, I have all these themes, you know, that sandwich has been there for years, you know, you've got the TMP mug, you've got the Hawley, the Wolf, nothing else goes in that spot from this DLC. Cushion? Those are a bit bland. They're normal. Nothing goes in that slot, nothing goes in that slot. I thought they'd add maybe another light board or something, that'd be interesting. The headboards. What are you calling a headboard? The thing that goes at the top at the front of the vehicle? I don't like them. The light board. The equivalent of a light board. No. Gotta be moldy? I didn't say I'm eating it. I'm just saying it's coming with me. That's what it is. It's coming with me the whole time. It's funny, the only thing I've changed is inside the vehicle. Apart from the horns. I do want to listen to those horns, though. If I complete the order for now... Way too many engines going on. God, look at the wheel. Horns are on, I'm pretty sure. Is it that quiet? Unless I have an idea. Is it plugged in? It's not plugged in. Okay. What I'm going to do, quick BRB. Alright. Because I have to get underneath the desk and plug it in. That's my normal horn. What is the button for air horn? Because I have this assigned to normal horn. What is the normal button for it? If it's not N, I'm pressing N. It is N. That's what I thought it would be. Horn, light horn, air horn, not even assigned to anything. That would make sense. There we go. That's what I wanted. That's what we bought this DLC for, hey? 465, Sammy! And Stabby with the 3. It's not B. No. Can I have me see names in reports? No. Yes, if we don't have the streamer mode toggled on. On the website, yes, but we're not going to be leaking anything. Why would we be leaking anything? No. No. That wheel is interesting. How I can barely see anything on my dash anymore. I assume people that may have this kind of setup going on don't look at their dash. Like right there, driving in a straight line, can't see my speed. I can barely even see the TMP thing in front of it. This is so interesting. It's such a large wheel. My God. I would use that to be funny, I think. Put it down a bit? I could put it down a bit. To lower, But do I have to do that just for this, eh? Doing that makes it a bit smaller, that's better. So it looks like a more normal wheel. And then you do that, of which I can just about see the clock now. There we go. That looks a bit more normal. Because I don't mind seeing the logo. That is an interesting shadow, yes. Looks like it's beaming in through the window. See, some of these look quite good, but again, the paint job is what carries it. The paint job is quite good. Unless... I wonder. The old paint job I had, the Flash paint job, I used that for quite a while. We do have a lot of people here. A lot of people that have been customizing their vehicles as well. Today's mostly going to be tuning stuff. Right, where was it? I still have stuff filtered. No, I do not. Flash. This was the one I used to use for quite a while. Very simple. Very interesting. But... This gives me less options though, because of course it's basic, isn't it? There's not much going on. Even now, if you were to change a few of these underneath bars to be, you know, something else, it looks a little bit strange. Even that's painted. That looks better on this paint job. So I think using my old paint job wouldn't work with adding too much. Now I guess you could put the light bar and things on top, but again, I don't really want to use that. You know? Hello, Mr. Pastor, what are you doing over there? If you can't load any save game because of a stupid mod, has it broken it by removing it? Are you sure? How far back can you go? That's the question. How far back in the saves can you go? No, okay, so I won't use that one. We do need an undo button, though. You notice how there's no undo button? Like, that's the exit in the bottom right. What else? I don't mind this. This is okay. What else could work? Oh, F4 for undo? Yes, of course. 2024? That's unfortunate. What mod were you using? Can I recommend you a DLC, which is value for money truck-based DLC? Truck-based DLC, so tuning pack. The steering ball I'm using, this one is from the Holland style tuning pack. Which is okay if you want to customize most of your trucks. You can't tell the difference, can you? Can't tell. There's a dice and a new wheel. I like the Scania's wheel, though. That's the funny part. I like it. Like, this one is nice, yeah, but I'm fine with, like, you know, the Scania's wheel. Standard, if I had a red accent on it. Standard golden. Closer, green, hunter. That is an interesting color. Pink. Kind of luminous, you know. Yeah. Yeah. What the hell? You like that? Yeah, what's up with that? Mr. Sleepy, what was your question? I'm customizing my vehicle, Mr. Sleepy. Where was your comment? All the way above. I answered your question, Mr. Sleepy. I answered your question from what I think you said. We don't leak people's names. You do, hello, Charlie Bacon. The wheels? No, none of these steering wheels, at least they fit there. That's closer if you wanted like a black and white themes, kind of in the shiny pearl effect. But you know, what's wrong with the normal steering wheels? I didn't even know what steering wheel I used to use. I think it was this one. Bit of a flat wheel on it. They're okay if you have a theme going on. Like, this is where you need a cabin tuning pack. So you can customize curtains, side panels, all of that stuff. So if you want a nice red theme, you want everything else to be red, that's how you do it. But at the moment, you aren't able to do that. So fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah, so we're limited in that aspect. Yeah, from the tuning things I've seen people use, I mean, the only other thing I would do is maybe add, like if I had the roof bar with those lights on it, but then I'd have to duplicate it because I can't use the horns. You can't put horns on the roof bar. For some reason. Not on all the trucks? No, not on every single one, no. So this mission hasn't been very successful. Because every single thing I'm hovering over conflicts in some way with something. That doesn't. That doesn't, but that's a basic bar. So I have to find one that doesn't, because some of them do. That doesn't. Of course, the light boxes don't. I don't want a light box. All of these... That one does. That one does. That one does. See? All of them... You would save edit it, yes, but I want to see how much I can do before I save edit it. And then what would the lights look like, you know? Which ones will I put? These lights are too big, I feel. These lights are too big. They look very weird on my vehicle. Because I had one of the bars that is lower down. How do they accelerate? They use a specific engine and transmission, likely from different trucks. The best tuned vehicles use bits from everything. They're not one continuous truck. One consistent truck. Yeah, this, you know, orange light, that's probably the most plain. Just the standard one. Let's just, as an example, get the idea of that going on. Full screen. There. Probably because I'm not used to that. I didn't even remember what I just had at the beginning of the stream. What was I even using? If I reload my save, of course, I'd have my other thing back. Then I can only do the interior. It's just... they don't fit my theme. It's not my thing. That's the thing. I'm not a fan of that. I was driving a green Magnum. I was. Loving the whistle horn. I've got the horns. I had the steering wheel. I tried that out. And the hanging roof dice thing. Other than that, we're not very Hollandified. But that's okay. That's okay. I like how other people have made them. Oh yeah, and the lit logo, which isn't even from that pack anyway. It just looks nice. I'm assuming it's a feature of the paint jobs to go around the logo there. Because now if I filter this to it, where is it? Down here, Holland. You'd have to change the color of the grille. Because my themes, making these white, do it a little bit strange. This one's okay. Some of it is okay. But again, as I mentioned, some of this, too many things turn white. Lights either side of the Scania Super on the roof. The corner lights? No. I don't want those. That's okay. Stock-wise, if that was your theme. That's not too bad with just the outline. We're getting somewhere, because this also goes alongside where those lights would be. That's not bad. Little bit of a trim around the bottom as well. And then that changes all of that, so maybe not that one. This is okay. If you wanted a clean black look. Got branded. Tramp stamp. Ugh. Using the normal dash. This is the smart dash. I might go back to the a grey. What, these two are white, and then my one is like an almost black. Almost black. I don't know. Could use this for a bit. There's not much to show off here, though, if it's just an outline, isn't it? It'd be interesting if it was broken up into way more components. So if I now wanted only this middle bit that's been outlined, colored into something. Yeah, what, if you made this like that, a slight, like, say, 20, you can barely tell. Or black. A little bit red, you know. It's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that. You know, angry eyebrows, yeah, you got a little bit of a... I see. If you sent another message, no, I am customizing my vehicle. You see how there's not much going on. You'd want something going on, and there's not much going on. Main color white. I could just go white and black instead of black and white. I did do that for a while as well. So if these ones were white, and then these ones, you see how that's plastic, went black. That looks almost worse. If I do it that way around, that's worse. For this paint job, that's worse. You could then color the front part, because this is all plastic, because it matches the super paint job. The super paint job has plasticky looking bits on it. So I don't think the paint jobs are for me. The paint jobs, no. Then if I go back to normal, super, that. See, these are all just normal plastic, because that works. It looks okay, but on mine it doesn't. Have you ever seen that sort of thing? You look at someone else's vehicle and think, damn, that looks good. You make it for yourself and you think, no, it doesn't look good now, because it's on your vehicle. Why is that? Super. No, on the super stripes, there's not too much going on anymore. The Flash I had, which is the only good one, there is another one where the lines go the other way around, don't really like it. I'm very picky, I found out. I'm very picky with how it looks. I'm very picky. I don't mind that. It's, you know, I haven't done much. I don't mind that. Not everything can be put on my vehicle, you know? The wheels are nice. Those wheels are from the Renault pack, if you want those. Yeah, these ones is what Star was on about. Painted lights. You got a little bar at the top as well. I don't want the fog lights there, though. Not fog lights, you know what I mean? Canopy. Canopies. Everyone uses canopy. That removes that tiny little bit at the top there. Is that a light bar? No, it doesn't light up. So what is that? That removes a little bit around the corner. Those are older lights. I'm fine with just no lamps there. Yeah, that pretty much is what the title would be, yeah. Checking out the new DLC. I did nothing. Test out the air horn. No, there's no button for the to test out the horn sounds. Sadly not. No, you have to apply the changes and then go back in afterwards, which is what I did. Yeah, so I've gone back to a normal wheel. Nothing on the interior has changed except from the dice. And nothing else as far as customizing all that stuff. Definitely, if they do have a cabin tuning DLC, we'll see. Again, maybe not in my case, maybe not. Have to see. Steering wheels, yes. I had the 3-spoke steering wheel. It is huge. Normal size 3-spoke, maybe. New pillows, yeah, but they don't look as good as this one. This one is iconic. Single, not crossed out. Taken, not crossed out. Trucker, tick mark. Perfect. What's wrong with that? It's funny. I'm keeping that. These were probably for Valentine's or something. I don't know why I still have those. I don't know if any other, the rest of these would be okay to use. There's a driving academy reward, which is probably a blanket. Honey, Star, weren't you already a coffee member? What are you doing? Gloves. Bobcat. Safety vest. That'd be good with my style of driving. There is a wolf, yes. Buddy! That resubs it. Oh yeah, okay, so I enabled resubs. That's your resub. Thank you for resubbing. It automatically resubs. Could have a Hawley there, but I already have a Hawley in my vehicle. My lunchbox. It's more of an army style lunchbox. Tractor plush. Bottle. Book. Chocolates. Marigolds. I like having just funny things in here, like things that don't really make any sense, or things that might have a random story to them. Like there's my bag, my school bag. Big bag. Tablet, notebook. Laptop, I can have stream on that, can't I? Maybe. How many of these are DLCs? Some of them are DLCs. Some of them are, most of these actually are World of Trucks rewards. I think the vest would be amusing, given my dangerous driving. Yeah. I'd be like that. Alright. So we have... It's quiet. It's a quieter sound. Someone has a whip whip. That's a different type of horn. Look at the truck meet we got going on. Jesus. Okay, shut up. Stop using the horn. Shut up. Shh. That looks nice. Because the paint job. That looks nice. Not bad. That's pretty cool. Very striking yellow and black. That's my lighting that does that. Not bad. And that one, you see, that was what I thought of. That looks okay because they don't have the full grill thing going on, and then they have the lower bar as well. Not bad. I might customize offline if I can find anything that might work, but what I've done, not much has come as a result of that. You know? Where is Shed at? Shed's trailer's there. Black and yellow. Alpha's one. I don't think you've changed too much on yours. Yeah, you got the lower lights on that one. Not too bad. In the background, outside. No one else is outside. It's just these two. You're not outside. You home with food? You enjoy the food? Where's this? We're currently in the service of... Oh, there you are. Oh, that's not too bad. How much have you put on it from the thing? Yeah, you've got those on it. Yeah. And yeah, you see you got a nice... With the outline and the slight difference in the shades of the colours. Okay. See, everyone else's vehicles look okay. If I did any of those styles, I don't think they will. Because it'll be on my vehicle. That's why... You can make anything to your spec and it looks really good for you. I'm sure all of you are pretty happy with what you've got so far. Maybe you'll tweak it. Who knows? Almost the entire DLC doesn't really fit my truck. At the moment. Maybe I need a bit more tuning to do. Who knows? Which country? Netherlands. We can do one job. In fact, I do want to kind of put the wheel back for a meme. The 3-spoke wheel. Is anyone here actually using the 3-spoke wheel? Any of the 3-spoke wheels? Or any of the ones that have a weird outline on them? Yeah? A few of you using it? Okay. It's ass. Using? Almost everyone's using. Oh. A randomizer? Yeah. Your next gen R has it. I kind of want to put that funny, like, pearlescent sort of one back on it. That'd be funny to use. Just so I can use that. Heck no. Hell no. It was standard pearl, that one. Look at that. That's a bit cheesy. If I had white accents on the theme of the vehicle, like there aren't too many cabin customizey thingies that will now work with that, because none of them are light. I do have Smart Dash Advanced. Shall I go back to normal dash? Exclusive light. See, that's not the color you want. If that bit was white, nice. It would work. It would work. But there is a sort of creamy colored one. Pink, maybe not that one. Golden, maybe not that one as well. It almost looks like a sort of wood trim, like a very light wood trim. Too much of a distraction. It will turn into a bit of a fan. Green as well if you have that, but then you've got these. These are huge wheels. They are folly though. Years ago, there used to be a very good local mod that had that. Loads of people used it. I remember Falco used it as well. Let's do one job with that. One job with this wheel and the horn. Yeah, that's my customization. And now I need to move the wheel back up because I've adjusted the wheel for the other one. Bring that back up a bit, tilt that, but whoa, too much. I'll pick the one on the wheel. Yeah, there's alright. And this is the other dash. Oh. Not bad. Wondered if anything had frozen then. Okay, okay, not bad. The non-iPad, yeah. Show us the truck. Well, after so much tuning, I'm happy to reveal that nothing has changed. Check it out. Thank you, thank you. Pretty much nothing has changed. So hang on, the whistle thing is part of this horn as well? No, okay, someone was just pressing theirs at the same time. I see. What one is the whip, 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 whip? That's a bit of a weird one. 11 out of 10, yeah, you can see, you may not see the vision, but I've made it better. I've made it better. That's what I've done. Yeah, in fact, I've removed stuff. I had a good roof bar that I now don't have in favor of these dumb horns. These really silly horns. I'd have to save it back on. Yeah, that's my review of that DLC. Very nice accessories. None of them fit my truck. My truck. But they clearly fit everyone else's because we've got some pretty damn nice looking trucks here. Right, job. Where's our one job going to be? Somewhere short distance. Where do I not have? Positive. This way. Bremen, Osnabrück. Osnabrück would work. Bremen. Don't have much in Bremen. In fact, all the ways into Bremen I do have. Infected with anti-tuning? No. I'm one of those people that I don't mind some tuning. I'm not a full, like, J-spec, if they call it that. Like, the completely vanilla, you've just bought it. I want a few things on it. You know. Hello, how are you? How's it going? That's DLC, we can't go there. Osno could work. I'll just generate one. What's a silly cargo we can use today? It'll be from next door. Osno. Stop honking so much. Corks, glass, potted flowers, roofing felt, beams. Let's take some beams. Alright, next door. Or rather, around the corner. Where is the exit? I cannot see anything. God, people are everywhere. Okay. New feature is what a new feature? The job menu thing I just showed? No, that's been a thing for a few years now. Ever changed my engine? No. I didn't go back to a higher spec engine. I could, but I don't really want to. Or need to. Can't see. There we go. Lovely. Pick up your stuff. We're in Netherlands. We're at the top. This job is from Groningen to Osnabrück. Excuse me, typos. These are called viewers. Concept of viewers. They're people that want to drive with me. Quite a few of them. This is one job, and then we'll end the stream. That was the theme of today. Aim for the monster. One job. No, we'll take a photo at the end. Not here. This is a mess. Sure thing, yeah. Even with the AC on. As I found out yesterday, even with the AC on, it was barely managing. So. Flipped in the first 10 seconds? Yep. Got it? Got it? Got your stuff? Actually, do I need to redo the route anyway? Not really. That should discover. Yeah, we'll be fine. I don't want to get that. Oh, no. No, I also want to preserve my PC. What's left of my PC, I want to preserve it. Until I can get something else. So, that would be nice. You know what, I'll probably end up keeping this Pearl thing. I'll just end up getting used to it because I don't really change my vehicle much, and it'll be months and months down the line and I'll still have this steering wheel. Even though I added it just to see what it was like for one job. No. You gave 10k, you do not have 10k. If you did that, I'd rather you didn't do it all in one go, because people that donate large amounts often charge back as well. But yes, it would be used for that. But you have recently upgraded your PC, and you see, as we were trying to tell you yesterday in the Discord server, you do the kind of childish smugness, which no one likes. No one likes that. You were talking to Otter or someone else, and he was like saying his opinion on something. You were saying, no, that's terrible. That's bad. That's just bad. It's just terrible. Which is your opinion as well, but you were wording it as if it wasn't your opinion. Does that make sense? Like, it doesn't work. The way that you communicate doesn't work. The ground floor, Jake, yes. A lot of people were leaving comments on that video. It seems a lot of people have a word for ground floor of some sort of thing. Some of them might also refer to it being the first floor of the that you enter into the building. As I was saying, both terms work. Both do work. What music? My stream playlist. If I were playing the in-game music, it would be jumpy with all the cuts that I add to it. So for something I want to turn into a video specifically, I wouldn't use it. Ground entrance. Yeah, that makes sense. I think one of the comments also meant like a literal translation of it is basically the floor of which you enter the building. Regardless of whether it's ground, first, anything, the floor of which you enter the building is the bottom floor. You could also say the bottom floor. That would make sense as well. I don't mind. This looks very bright, obviously, with the lighting, but it's not too bad. Graphics. The graphics of the Snowy Moon lighting mod tuning thingy. 1161 will go down in history. Yeah, from AP's video, that feature that is being shown off, which like discovers the map as you go around it, would be very useful on Pro Mods, where there are some stubborn parts of the Pro Mods map. I don't know about go down in history though, for that feature, so there has to be something else. It's only in experimental at the moment, so they might add something else to it. Look at this. Are these all trees that are dead? No, they don't have any leaves on them. Hello, Cow. How you doing? How's it going? Nice, Will? Yeah, what do you think? This is the pearl, sort of pearlescent, you know. Maybe if there's a rainbow, it will also reflect the rainbow. Some of that. What if it's coaches? Coaches might come in 161, yes. But features for that version is probably what it was on about. UK rework? That's a bit too early. I don't think it's coming in this version. No. I'm going too fast. My job is ruined. 140. Magic. This little bit was downhill, sort of into the tunnel. Now it's uphill a bit. And of course, we're on the arcade server, so one, you can't drive through anyone. Or you can drive through anyone. And two, you can go as fast as your vehicle will let you. If you cheat, though, that's the lowest of the low. Because you can already go as fast as your truck will let you. You don't need to go any faster than that. Look at them all go. Coaches, we will probably have coaches. I don't see why not. They are a vehicle that you'll be able to drive in. They just happen to have an interesting mode that goes with them. I see the nice blue and white one in my mirror. That's a nice vehicle. Because it's on someone else's vehicle. That's why I think it looks good. If I've replicated the exact thing, I don't think it will look good on mine. Roblox? Never. Never played it, never will. And of course you are the type of person to ask if you play that sort of thing. I don't want to play it. ID 0. Very nice, by the way. Very nice. Pretty good. He's disappearing into the sea of other vehicles. I wanted to look at it. Hello, hello, coming through, hello. Watch out. Kelly Duisberg, we're not quite near there. Oh no. Oh, can't see. Oh, can't see. Gonna go this way. Whoa, hello. This one's not bad. With the half and half paint job. That isn't... no, that is one of the new paint jobs. See, it looks nice. That looks nice. It'd be funny to bind the air horn to my stalk as well. I know I don't have the wheel cam on at the moment. But air horn is currently just... And you can't even hear... I can barely hear it from inside because it's a quieter sound. Well done! We've had our first casualty, at least from what I can see. Maybe someone has fallen over behind me, but I didn't see it. Well done. Look how far he's sliding. 11k, well done. Very big slide. This job is to Osnabrück. Carmen, appreciate the raid. How you doing? Welcome in. We'll park up somewhere there. I don't know if that industry will be good enough for a lot of people to park in the line. See? Can't see. Whoa, if I didn't look there, I would have hit the barrier. Welcome in. Were you driving around? Were you actually streaming? Because people can do normal streams anyway. They can raid without streaming, I mean. 10 months. I thought I said 10 minutes, and I also wouldn't really be surprised. This lighting thing, by the way, also has a slight motion blur, but generally speaking, it's good to not have motion blur on. Follow H, that should work. Maybe it worked for hell yeah. Unless Joshua, are you not following? Is that why? Maybe you're not following. Why would it show that up? Techers works. Are you not following? If you are, you should be. If not, why not? It broken? No, it works on everyone else's. Oh, it works on his? If he is following, I have no idea then. Don't know about that. No, okay, if you were streaming, I hope it went well. Big fan. Sleepy, sleepy. Yes, well, Guess has been here for a while, yes. 7 years. Truckers, welcome in. Be careful now. We went past the fuel station, didn't we? But I don't know if it unlocked the road and the fuel station. That's what this new feature in 161 will do. It will get most of the intersections. And as I mentioned, on pro mods where you have tricky bits that you have to basically teleport to get to, I hope it will get those. Or my age-old foe of driving around where the two bits of a road meet. There's sort of weird diamond-y shaped join part that sometimes doesn't work. Probably will in this. It'll also show you the start of a secret road. The diamonds, yeah. Because if you drive past it, it will kind of show up the first bit and it will say new passage. Turning off here, even though I do need that little bit down there. We are an arcade, but I have a job delivering, so. One year already? God damn. And I hope it's been a fun one. Hello Gino, welcome in. Okay, about your Euro-acres. This is to, I have no idea. Euro-acres. E-acres. Just there, so of the city. Here the lighting's not bad, though the entire sky looks extremely overexposed. It looks like the sky is just white. Oh, water, I hope that wasn't a water trucks or anything. Mine isn't. Be careful. You sort of leapt into that corner there. 450 miles. Damn. Just over 2 years. Really? Just over 2 years? Oh, I was going to say, replay. For a second, I thought for some reason we were talking about in-game stuff. I'm like, man, you've been driving forever in-game. Real life? Understandable. And hello as well. See that tiny little bit of road there? I kind of want to get there. Can I just go and get that and turn around and come back? But I should have gone and get the other part as well. I am going to go and get this part. I've decided. This bit here. I'll just go roughly to where I think the join was. You don't need to follow me unless you don't have the entire road. See, hell yeah, it's done the thing I said you were doing. You ignored every other part of the message I was talking about and been like, oh yeah, by the way, this is better than this. Did I ask? No, that didn't get all of it. I wanted to check if that got all of it, and it didn't. Where's the halfway point then? Definitely much further down than that. Sleeping? Oh, he's gone to bed. Down here somewhere? This has to be it, right? Where are you going? I'm discovering an extra bit of road that is grey for some reason. Down the side of where I wanted to go. There we go. Okay. We good. I've got it all. Now back to the industry. $14 hours, yeah. 14 hours you spent just before and just after the stream. It adds up. That's how long you've, I guess, had the tab open for. Crazy. Money! There's folks resub. I might need to rename the text part of that. That's your resub, yes. Do I keep that on or do I turn it off? Because there's no way of it tracking how many months that is. Money! It's good, I mean, funny sound. I might need to turn it down a bit. Here we are. Where am I delivering? I don't know if this will be good enough to have... How many people we got here? 20 people? This place may not be enough. May not be large enough. Stop screaming! At 15k. What? Yeah. Why are you asking such dumb questions? Yeah, obviously, but obviously the 15k wouldn't all be used on a PC. PCs don't cost that. It is a goal. Feel free to help out with a goal, exactly. But then what he's going to do is, if he did that, he'd probably say, oh, get this, get this, get this, and you try and sort of police it. Like the most annoying way. You need to acknowledge that the way you speak isn't good. Ooh, don't hit the corner of the building. I'm going to hit the corner of the building. Ooh, there it is. Ooh, that's close. That's very close there. And I'm also way too far over. So that isn't going to work either. Oh, no game says yes, though. Hey. The cows are not bothered. They've heard of us many times before. Is that game still saying yes? No. That was me going in 6th instead of reverse. There we go. Finally, first try. Yeah, so 9950X would be nice. Good for streaming, good for editing, things like that. That'd be very nice. Right, where the hell is it good to park now? Have you seen the sheer non-size of this industry? Stop spamming your horns! Stop it! He said it's better, yeah. They're two different CPUs anyway. One of them is way newer, I guess. A lot of people. Damn. This doesn't really have... I should have thought about this in sense of a photo, you know? Back out on the highway, that would be funny. LKW. A long line of people in the road would be interesting. ITCC. Yeah, there is also a photo trophy that I don't have. I kind of want that. Now that we're here. This one's the larger industry, though. Isn't it? Drinky Jakey, hold on. That one's not much better. So maybe the first one. Flower, there's your flower, there's your flower. Oh, where's the exit? Exit. I'm just going around because I have no idea where it is. Is it this way? Yes, it is. I didn't drink because I am on the way to the photo trophy. So hold on. How can you turn time today? Sadly, you cannot. You are unable to do that. Who's the one that's holding the horn button down? I will turn my horns off if you don't shut up. You know there's a limit, right? There will come. There'll be a will come in the video. Because I've been leaning over my keyboard most of the stream. Have you got the button, like, held down? It's shed, isn't it? You're being annoying! You're being annoying! Focus on your driving. See, he's unable to steer properly because he's holding the other button down as well. Stop it. How's your day? I've changed it to time of day. When I loaded in, I changed it to about 6 in the morning. 6 in the morning, I think. Now, am I going to get a good photo in time? No, absolutely not. What is the photo trophy of? Oh, the castle bit. Is it of the castle? See, and you stopped right there. Hernikelmühle? Whatever that means. See, this song's also... No. The amount of songs I added that I thought were okay at the time. They just sound so corny now. Doesn't even show up in this list. Okay. See, look, you're in the way. You're in the way. You're in the way. I don't want that. I mean, unless I do take a photo and then redo it. I'll have to redo it. Yeah, I know it was you. Yeah, stop doing the horn. Start with the horn spam. There we go. That's just so it's done now. The horn is annoying. There's a limit to every single thing. If you do something too much, it's not funny anymore. Meow. Boost has arrived. Stop it. Both of the ITCCs are larger than where we were, let's put it that way. It can count, like technically you'd be kicked for it, but I'm driving. It's a driving day. You know? LKW, is LKW okay? Maybe. Let's check that out. It has a hotel part. Yeah, this should be fine. All I want is just a nice large-ish place that can have a people parked in line. No, this isn't Sim 1, we're on Arcade. Arcade server. Oh, look at that. That's going to be a nice place to park. I was in 4th. How about down here? Is that okay? Maybe. If you park in front of these containers, and then wherever that little bay is, you can pretend that it's your trailer. Yeah? You could do that. Something like that, that's alright. It is possible. You can still get banned in Arcade, yes. It is possible. Choose your spaces carefully. Is there enough for everyone? Flower time? I already did flower time. There's your flower time. What do you mean? I've already given you flower. Someone just went live again. Good raid them. I know, I think we raided them last week. Natu? Don't say it. Don't say it, Natu. How you doing? Are we online? Tell TimeTimes, there it is, Christoph, join the line, Christoph. There's a space. There's a little space. I like how some of you didn't abide by the spacing. Alpha, can you use the bay that you're actually in? Can you do that? Unless Arda's taking that place? Okay, never mind. If it was just your spot, then sure. Just to fill out the line. Spot me? Where's you? Hang on, I want to see what Oos is using. See, that's nice. That's nice. That's well customized. I like that. I like that. This is also nice. Not bad. Ched just leaves his trailer literally anywhere. Your next twos. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, but would you want to customize paint the grille as well? The front grille? It's underrated. It's a nice vehicle. Even the MAN down there, the church house, that's quite nice. Everyone using a different thing. That yellow one there, the Speedy's using, that's nice. That's nice. I like that. I like that. Hello, Killua, big fan. Egypt's currently winning. Now, the stream will be shorter today, of course. Shorter stream. Lately. Come on. Find a spot in the line. You do it. I think so. Yeah, there are painted versions of that grill if you have the DLC. Is Egypt not predicted to do very well against them? Is that why it's a surprise? Are they like the underdogs of the situation? What DLC? Scania tuning pack, probably, is what will allow you to add a few more pieces to it. The Mighty Griffin pack. I'm assuming someone is not able to go in this gap here. No, sadly, Revelo, you cannot change it today, no. Oh, see, even look, that's nice. With the roof bar. I think about the roof bar. Roof bar and horns, because you've done it as well. Oh no, that's only the front bar. I mean, maybe. Maybe. This would be a hilariously useless video, though. I can tell you that. Such a silly sound. Such a silly sound. Right, how many people am I going to fit in this photo? I've got to colour it. Which bit? If you mean that bit, I mean, it's okay. It matches the theme. Unless you mean the bar. That's a long line. Whoever is there, sadly, unless I do a zoomed out photo, you won't be in it. And the one back there as well. There. Just so this lamp isn't in the way. That has pretty much everyone in shot. Now, if I do a comically wide shot, like that. That's alright. At least it uses, it's nice. It's got my, the lighting changes in it. Would be nice to raise the camera up a bit more though, wouldn't it? I don't think I can go this far. This way. It's low. Yeah, that's as far as I can go. Freecam, I don't like taking photos in Freecam. Because I can't zoom in and out. You can with the dev camera, but then I can't move it afterwards. Yeah, it's not a photo mode photo, you know, it's not the same. There is a mod on Steam Workshop I remember I used briefly where it basically removes the limit of the photo cam, so you could be as far away as you want as long as your vehicle's still in view, and zoom all the way in. That's nice. Where's this? This is in Osnabrück, in Germany. We just found an industry that's big enough to fit 24 people. Damn. When you connect to the game, you get a kick because of connection. Unreliable connection, Leon, perhaps? Maybe you have unstable computer or internet. I don't really know how that one works. Shelley was giving you stress. That's fine. We'll definitely have to return to Nordic. Yeah, at least Nordic can be on Sim 1 as well. At some point we shall. On the motorway? You can't just park on the motorway. That's not realistic, is it? Neither is this, to be honest. All of these vehicles are nice. Black Sea, I've discovered all the Black Sea. Most of Black Sea. Not much left of Nordic. It's mainly just intersections and smaller roads, like going the other way, that I still have. The same what we've been doing here. The intersections especially are very, very annoying. I don't know where yours are. They're all good. They're all nice looking. I like all the colours that people have used. Oh, Rev, yeah, you had the same idea. That's the idea I had, but you've like made it work. You see how that looks kind of cool? I mean, it maybe not that bar for me. But yeah, Austin's quite nice. That one's quite nice. Saw that one at the start. Very striking. That one's nice. All very good. Haven't seen this paint job in a while. Sam is also used to use this, but in blue and white, because Finland. Yeah. Yeah, pretty good job. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like that it highlights the, those lights down there. Nordics! Before I stop playing out of bitterness? No, I'm not going to bet. No, not out of bitterness. No. TMP show speed. Sadly, you cannot do that. It's a feature that only we have at the moment, where we can see the speed of another player. It would be really, really useful for players to see that. Yeah, I remember using it, but the thing is, it's not a good color paint job. Not color, quality. It looks very, very greeny, that paint job. Closest to Felix's color is if you were to blend this, like, yellow with this sort of green. Uriel, I think, is probably the closest. Elias! Hello, how you doing? Thank you for the moist. Too many player? It could be that. Are you also loading into a busy city? Because when people load in directly to a busy city straight away, that's when the connection thing just goes, whoa. So if you try an empty place and then drive to somewhere else, perhaps? But hey, good drive. The main theme of the stream was to test out the DLC and see what parts I can add onto my vehicle, of which not many worked for my vehicle, but I had a nice experience checking out other people's vehicles and driving a little bit. So that's where it concludes. When the weather gets like, when we're in winter time again, and I'm not complaining about how cold it is, the streams might be longer. Yeah, don't take my word for that, but maybe. Just, you know. Spoiler alert, I have, I think, maximum three features on the truck. Hey, it's something. I'm using the DLC, am I not? Technically using DLC? And on that note,